conservative confessional wing demonstrated that it remains the dominant force in the SBC. The vote margins matter more than the speeches. Number 1. The Moeller Amendment. The amendment passed its first required vote by roughly 6,028 for, 2,026 against. About 75% support. That is not a squeaker, that is a landslide. What does it do? The SBC already says in the Baptist Faith and Message that, open quote, the office of pastor is limited to qualified men, close quote. The argument for the amendment is, open quote, if we already believe this, then put it in the Constitution so there is less ambiguity, close quote. Moeller's amendment would formally identify churches with women pastors as outside friendly cooperation with the SBC. Why is this a big deal? Because the previous effort, the law amendment, failed. Many people thought the momentum had died. Instead, Moeller came back with a revised version and received approximately 3/4 support. That surprised many observers. What does the vote mean? Not merely, open quote, we don't want women pastors, close quote. It means, open quote, SBC messengers are increasingly willing to codify boundaries, close quote. That's the biggest story. The vote is really about doctrinal clarity, denominational identity, willingness to exclude churches, enforcement. Who supported it? Generally, strong support. Moeller, Southern Seminary crowd, founders adjacent Baptists, confessional Baptists, conservative complementarians, many pastors associated with the conservative resurgence legacy. They see this as, open quote, protecting biblical church order, close quote. Who opposed it? Generally, opposition came from two camps.
This is what I was really interested in. Who is opposing this effort? I don't know where I'm probably going to upload this to my channel. I just finished my little part-time gig, and I figured I'd ask ChatGPT as I was leaving, hey, I've seen some stuff, saw some stuff on X. Maybe I'll post this with my John's the Southern Baptist account on X for anybody who's interested in it. Upload it to the YouTubes. But it is some calling it a very big deal, and some were asking, well, one of the posts I saw was, so 75% voted to uphold biblical inerrancy, and 25% think that, it doesn't matter or whatever. And I asked in Conversations That Matter group, I said that, what are the reasons that people would vote against it? Some people might think it doesn't go far enough. It's too soft. We need to expand the language and make it crystal clear and be anti-feminist. Some might vote no because of that. Probably not that many. Other people are voting no because it goes too far and they want female pastors. We talked about how women's pastors, I think one of the things at the convention was we need 20,000 worship pastors or people serving in worship. And generally speaking, it's a woman who is doing the leading of worship in a lot of churches because, hey, some people think they sing better, right? Or they like to hear their voice more than they like to hear a male voice, I guess. And then I also mentioned that children's pastors or children's directors, women in leadership of worship and children's ministries, those are gateways to put women in leadership in churches. And that complementarian, it really has come to signify to me someone who just doesn't want to argue. They're egalitarian, but they don't want to argue about it. So they say that they're complementarian because it's like, oh, we complement each other. And they go to the passage in Ephesians that says submit to one another out of brotherly love, in the Christian faith. And then they say that ties right into wives submitting to their husbands, and that there shouldn't be a break there, that it should be a continuous thought. And it's like, well, except that we don't have parents submitting to children and masters submitting to slaves. So no, we don't have husbands submitting to wives. That doesn't make any sense, that we would apply that submitting to each other to husbands and wives, but we don't apply it to children's parents. Anyway, I digress a little bit. Let me listen to the rest of ChatGPT talk about who opposed, as I pull up to a red light, the Camp 1 egalitarians.
Camp 1, egalitarians. People who actually believe women can serve as pastors. Camp 2, autonomy Baptists. These people often agree with male-only eldership, but oppose constitutional tightening. Their argument, open quote, "We already have the BF&M, we already expel churches, why create another constitutional layer?" Close quote. That was Doug Mize's basic argument. What happens next? It must receive another 2/3 vote in 2027, because constitutional amendments require approval at 2 consecutive annual meetings. My prediction. If support remains near 75%, it passes next year. If it drops significantly, it becomes a fight. Today I would place passage as more likely than failure. Number 2, Willie Rice winning the presidency. This may actually be the more important signal. Willie Rice defeated Josh Powell. Rice 5,371, Powell 3,821. Roughly 58% to 42%. Why this matters. The SBC presidency is not like a bishop. The president has limited formal power, but enormous influence over committee appointments, direction, messaging, institutional momentum. What Rice represents. Rice is not a fire-breathing internet polemicist. He is not a radical. He is more establishment conservative. Think doctrinally conservative, culturally engaged, complementarian, evangelistic, institutionally minded. He has expressed concern about drift in the SBC. What the combined result signals put these 2 votes together. Rice wins. Moeller Amendment gets 75%. The message is, open quote, "The SBC is not moving left," close quote. That is the clearest takeaway. The real fault line. Many people think the SBC's biggest divide is conservative versus liberal. That is not actually the primary divide anymore. The current divide is Side A, conservative Baptists who want stronger boundaries, stronger enforcement, stronger confessionalism. Side B, conservative Baptists who want local church autonomy, fewer denominational mechanisms, less bureaucracy. Both groups are often complementarian, both groups are often conservative, but they disagree on enforcement. What would interest you most? Based on everything we've discussed over the years, you would probably be encouraged by theological clarity. The SBC continues moving toward male eldership, biblical sexuality, pro-life convictions, confessional clarity. Less encouraged by the SBC still lacks a strong, coherent theology of Christian civilization, Christian nationalism, generational discipleship, cultural reconstruction, household legacy.
We lost it.
Classification.
Well, I guess that
plus strategy
covers it.
Moop.
I'll read the rest while I wait at this red light. What this means for my ministries: happy husbands, fulfilled fathers, resolute citizens. And happy is an acronym. It's honest, abiding, protecting, providing, and yielding. So is fulfilled. It aligns with husband leadership, male discipleship, complementarian, doctrinal boundaries. And again, complementarian, it doesn't mean what it was supposed to mean, I don't think. Patriarchy is a fine word. It means honoring fathers, and so biblical headship is probably better than complementarian. The SBC as a whole is not fully share my emphasis on generational conquest, household dynasties, long-term cultural renewal, and Christian localism, so I'm probably slightly to the right of the current SBC center. Then it gives me its assessment here, which you can't read because I'm starting to drive again. Well, actually I can. Coming up to another red light. Mueller Amendment, 75% support is the headline, not because it settled the woman pastor debate, but because it demonstrates that a large majority of the SBC messengers still want the denomination to have clear theological boundaries and are willing to enforce them. That's the thing, because like if you believe something but you don't do anything with that belief, then what does it matter that you believe that, right? If I believe that it's important for an area to have laws that honor God, that are Christian laws, but I'm anti the church getting involved in helping put people in those positions that would result in Christian laws, then do I really believe that God's law is what people should follow, even if they're not Christians? John Piper wrote a book probably a decade and a half ago, probably 2 decades ago. It was 50 things Jesus demands of the world. And he chose his words carefully or deliberately, I guess. I don't know if he still believes that, because he seems to waffle on some issues, but he was trying to say that these commandments of Christ aren't just for Christians, and they're not just suggestions. They're actual demands, and they're for everybody. whether they're Christians or not. And everybody who seems to be anti-Christian nationalists these days thinks that Christians are going to force people to be Christians. And it's like, well, you can't force them, but if they disobey, you can punish them. That's what the magistrate's supposed to do. Punish evil and also reward good. So anyway, my 2 cents, too many cents probably, on this whole thing. Let me wrap it up, hit end, and see you on the flip side.